Hello, welcome to this course, Mushroom Farming for Beginners. In this course, you will learn, grow, and earn. In this particular module and in the course overall, you'll be learning how to identify profitable mushroom types that grow well in Africa. You would also learn how to set up your own mushroom farm using affordable local materials. And then you would also learn how to manage like the various stages of a mushroom growth. Then we will talk about how you can process mushrooms into powder, chips, and dried products. We'll then end the class with talking about starting a business with clear pricing, packaging, and marketing ideas. And then I will open you to tools, template, and support network to guide you to your success. So let's head on to it. The way this course is structured is simple. We have 9 modules, a bonus module, and then you always have an opportunity to do Q&A. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can always use the comment section. But if you're watching this on our academy, you can always make your comment in the comment section and the Q&A box, and always be sure that the facilitator herself would respond to you. This is a course you can take like by yourself. There are a lot of downloadable resources, but this is only available to people who are taking this course from the Agrodemy online school. So if you are watching this course video from YouTube, you would not be able to access the resources. And at the end of this course, there's like a quiz, right? Like that allows you to test your knowledge. And after successful completion of this quiz, you get an opportunity to get a certificate on mushroom farming. This you can use to get a job in a mushroom farm. You can use when you're applying for a grant in the mushroom industry, or you're using it to raise loan in the banks to show that you're credible for the business that you're about to start. So a few of the resources in this course, you would get the mushroom farming business plan template, get list of suppliers, a sample mushroom powder label design, a cost and pricing calculator, and more importantly, we also run like a physical training program where you pay and we connect you to somebody who runs a real mushroom farm closest to you. So you also get to access all of this. Now, what are the things that you need to take this course? You simply need a pen, note and pen, be in a small space, a space where you can sit. Your phone has to have internet, and your willingness to just start, right? Just have a willingness to start. I would say have like minimum of 50,000 naira for a setup, 200,000. It helps, and I would say to also enjoy this course, you have to have interest in agribusiness, but you don't need to have farming experience to take this course. So let's head over to the first model. The first model is an introduction to mushroom farming. The goal of this model is to provide you solid foundation, you know, solid foundation to help you understand what mushroom farming is, why it is important, and how you can benefit from the mushroom value chain. So let's head over to it. What is mushroom farming? So mushroom is an edible fungi. People say, mushroom is a plant, mushroom is an animal. No, it is an edible fungi. So instead of planting the seed in soil like we do with other agricultural produce, you grow it in a moist, dark, and controlled environment using things like sawdust and banana leaves, right? And this mushroom can be grown in both urban and rural area. The truth is, when you think about mushroom business, I want you to see that you're not just planting mushroom, but you're creating the right condition, and nature does the rest, right? Now, but let's even go into the history of how mushroom started in the first place. So, mushroom has been cultivated for over 2,000 years from the Asian countries and the European countries. But in Africa, the need for mushroom has increased because of health awareness and urban demand. And honestly, I like to say that there's a lot of earning potential in mushroom farming. Smallholder farmers of mushroom farming earn between like 50,000 to 100,000 on a monthly basis by even just selling to people around them. Then in Kenya, Rwanda, Ghana, mushroom powder business makes a lot of money at stores. So there are a lot of businesses on that mushroom. So you can be into spam production, branding and packaging, agro processing, or even just local training and consultation, and you get to even earn money by being a local trainer on Agrodemy. And then it's very important to notice that there are a lot of health benefits of mushrooms. So, mushroom is rich in protein, very great as a meat substitute. It contains vitamin B, D, potassium, and antioxidant, right? And they use mushroom for medicine. And anybody that is trying to be vegetarian or vegan, and if you have diabetes, mushroom is something that you should eat to help you. But some fun facts for you to know: mushroom powder sell far more than a meat per kilogram in urban markets. So meaning mushroom is expensive. The mushroom powder is expensive than the meat. So if you're thinking about healthiness, then mushroom is something you should be considering in your meal. So there are various kind of mushroom. There's the oyster mushroom, the shiitake mushroom, the button mushroom, and the reishi mushroom. I like to say that people like to work with oyster mushroom because it's very beginners friendly. It's mostly grown in Africa. Its growth is like 2 to 3 weeks, and it has very, very high demand because that's the one you see mostly when you go to local markets. Then shiitake is more medicinal, right, and very premium, and it takes 6 to 8 weeks to grow, so that's averagely 2 months. The demand is moderate because it's more medicinal. And then button mushrooms, oh, it has very high demand. So button mushrooms are the ones that look like umbrella directly, right? And they are very popular in cities. They also grow between 3 to 4 months. So let's say 1 month. 3 to 4 weeks. So let's call it 1 month. Oyster is the one that spreads very open, but the button mushroom is more like an umbrella. And then rishi is very, very medicinal. You see people who talk about rishi being people who are very, very health conscious, and it takes 8 to 10 weeks to grow. So let's just call it 2 months. 3 months, right? And you find rishi mostly in medicinal stores. But I would say if you're interested in mushroom business, I would say focus on oyster or button, but mostly oyster if you're in Africa. But you can do shiitake and rishi if you are looking into medicinal mushroom. So what are the opportunities? You don't even have to be a farmer to make money in mushroom business. You can make money by selling the spawns, by offering training or helping people set up their own farm, by making mushroom powder from people who really produce mushroom, by going into mushroom tea, by supplying the packaging materials that people who are into mushroom can use in packaging. And then you can even be in the business of marketing and aggregation for small farmers and then selling it to hotels. And you can even be the cooperative that you can use for exports and bulk sales of this mushroom. So this is over 7 different opportunities you can do without necessarily farming, and that's the beautiful thing about the mushroom business. So let's talk about some real life story. There is a youth in Kenya that started with 3,000 Kenyan shillings for his mushroom farm, and today he supplies to a lot of restaurants in Nigeria. Right, women group in Anambra trained in mushroom farming and now supplying dried mushroom to herbal shops. And then in Rwanda, an agripreneur processes oyster mushroom into chips and exports it to Uganda. So it shows that there is a lot of opportunity for anybody who wants to go into the mushroom business, right? Um, a quick recap: if you're taking this course, you should be able to see an opportunity to download the mushroom type charts. You should be able to download like um the mushroom meat thing, and you should be able to join like a WhatsApp discussion to learn more about mushroom. But above all, we have an ebook around the top 10 mushroom recipes for home sales. This you can all get when you are taking this course on agrodemy.net. But that being said, what's the recap? What have we learned today in this video? A couple of things we have learned: the history and the rising popularity of mushroom in Africa, the health benefit and wealth benefit of mushroom, the types of mushroom, and the business opportunity in mushroom. In the next course, which is the module 2, we'll be diving into the biology of mushroom, understanding the mushroom life cycle, and the things that mushroom needs to grow if you are going into mushroom farming business. So I'll see you in the next module. Thank you, and let me know what you have learned or something that stood out for you in the comment section. Bye.